Good afternoon. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News Now, coming to you from our digital studio live because we're working on a developing story that has come into our newsroom just within the last 15 to 20 minutes. And it is pretty concerning because it involves two homeless men in Wooster who were beaten by three juveniles, three teenagers the other night. Now, this happened on, and I want to make sure we get this right because the idea and the reason Wooster is putting this out is they're trying to catch these three individuals. And so if you had seen three kids ages 14 to 15 to 16 years old walking around that area, Wooster police want to hear from you. It would have been late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. It was technically almost 3 in the morning on Wednesday, so that's very early Wednesday night, very late, or very early Wednesday morning, very late Tuesday night. I'm going to walk you through the video, and unfortunately the Worcester Police Department is only giving us about 5 still pictures from surveillance video. The surveillance video comes from the Trinity Church. These two homeless men, ages 33 and 39 years old, were sleeping on the steps of the church. And according to police, as we watch this video, and again, we have just strung together the 5 pictures, I've got it looped, so you're going to see this kind of over and over. Each picture's up for about 3 seconds. There you see the homeless man standing there, and you see the juveniles down at the bottom of the steps. We're looking through the door of the church. He's hit, and then the teens then go to town. And the disturbing part is right there, you see one of the teens with a bat raised above his head, and they used baseball bats and rocks to throw at these two homeless men. We know that one of the men had a blood on his forehead. He had a small cut on his forehead and his knee, and a second individual, they had kind of split up after the attack. One went to the Justice Center in Worcester. The other flagged an officer down. The 39-year-old victim, he had scrapes to his hands and what police say a complaint-type injury to the back of his head that he sustained from the baseball bat. He was transported by ambulance to the Worcester Community Hospital emergency room. His current status is unknown, according to police. Now, the description of these three individuals, unfortunately, is not a great description. They don't have a lot to go on. Again, this started out with these three juveniles throwing rocks at the men when they approached. And then, as disturbing as this is, the homeless men said they then took turns striking them with baseball bats. All three subjects were initially described as being, and again, we hate to put out just generic descriptions like this, but in a case where two homeless men were minding their own business and three juveniles took it upon themselves to beat them for whatever reason, then this is what we have to go on. They were white males between 14 and 15 years old. That can fluctuate, maybe 13, maybe 16. We're told that the first suspect was wearing a red baseball cap with short brown hair, blue jeans, and a dark colored shirt, approximately 5'6" to 5'7". Why are we giving you these detailed descriptions? Because maybe you know somebody, maybe your son unfortunately went out that night and matches this description. You need to contact police. If you saw individuals that match this description walking around your neighborhood that night, again, this would have been late Tuesday night. So past midnight on Tuesday, the attack technically happened at just before 3 early Wednesday morning, 3 in the morning. Here's the second suspect. The second suspect is described as having brown hair, wearing a dark shirt, blue jeans, and a grayish blue t-shirt or a bandana over his face. He was approximately 5'4". The third suspect described as having blonde hair, wearing round, clear framed glasses. He had no shirt on, black shorts, approximately 5'7", with a slim, muscular build. The problem is that these teenagers felt that it was okay to attack homeless men with a baseball bat and rocks, And if they did it once, what happens next and where does it escalate? You can see the victim down in that particular shot right there. Then the teenagers even came up on the steps and continued the attack. From what we hear, what police tell us, they traded the baseball bat around and took turns beating these two homeless men. This is in Wayne County in the area of North Buckeye and East North Street. It happened at Trinity Church, and it was in one of the stairwells. The two men were spending the night, they're homeless, were spending the night on the steps of the church is where they were attacked. I'm pulling up now this is the Facebook page for the Wooster Police Department, and I want to key on two of these frames that we've been showing you. The first one, we see the man there that was attacked. He goes down. This is an interesting shot to me if you really want to delve into the suspects. So this is a teenager who clearly had on some sort of hoodie, and whether he did it to hide his face, he pulled the hoodie up so it looks like he's not wearing a shirt. When you look at the further description, if you look closely at his shorts there, some kind of either camouflaged or pattern print, floral print shorts. If you know somebody that was wearing that type of get-up on late Tuesday night, you need to contact the Wooster Police. The next picture I want to look at, which is really to me kind of the scary picture of all of this. If you look through the door, again, these pictures were taken by the surveillance cameras inside the church looking out at where the two men were sleeping on the steps. If you look through the door, you can actually see two glowing eyes of one of the suspects, and he has the bat raised over his head. He is ready to strike, and the victim, the homeless man that's sitting on the step, has his hands raised up, trying to protect himself during this brutal attack. Now, one of the homeless men did not need treatment. He was seen by an ambulance. He refused to go to the hospital, but it's the second one that apparently sustained a pretty good smack to the back of his head. He was taken to the emergency room, and according to police, they cannot provide us with an update on his condition. I'm going to roll through the video just one more time as you can kind of see, using the progression of these pictures, the teenager standing there, and then down goes one of the victims. In this one, they get back up on the steps where they're attacking the victims, and right there, the baseball bat that's raised over the head by one of the teenagers. These three individuals need to be brought in before a baseball bat beating turns into something else. These are three individuals that clearly have some sort of problem when they're attacking innocent men, homeless men that are sleeping on the steps of a church. Not that an attack like this matters where it takes place, but the fact that they came around a church to attack two homeless men that more than likely were just waiting there for the morning. Not sure if this church has services like most do for homeless in the morning, whether it's food or shelter. But these three individuals, again, this is in Wooster and Wayne County, Ohio, and police need you to call and get them tips on this case to find out exactly what was going on and why these three individuals felt the need to take on two homeless men. Again, this news just came into us within the last half hour, so we wanted to make sure we brought you these pictures, and it's how we do it here at 19. We bring you this stuff as soon as it comes into our newsroom so that you can see it. You're watching it on our digital platforms, on our social media platforms. You can start sharing this and get the word out so that by the time our news comes on at 4 o'clock, maybe police already have a tip. Maybe these three individuals have seen this. Kids are on social media. Maybe they have seen this video and they start to talk to each other and say, we better do the right thing and we better turn ourselves in because it's starting to blow up. They're going to see it. If you share this video, there's no way that those three teenagers won't see the video and realize maybe they didn't know that there were cameras inside that church, and now they do. When they see these images, they're going to have to do the right thing, or at least if their parents know who these three individuals are, let's hope that the parents do the right thing and encourage the kids to turn themselves in. We're going to have much more on this coming up at 19 News at 4 o'clock. That's just in about an hour and a half. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News Now, and I want to thank you for watching this.
19 News, first, fair, everywhere.